Hi and welcome to today's episode of Indulge Videos. Today we have with us Pandit Debashish Bhattacharya, who needs absolutely no introduction in the field of music. He is credited to have brought the Indian slide guitar on a global map. But what is more interesting is his latest inventions, a collection of 4 new musical instruments called Debtar. We will be chatting with him today and know more about these instruments. Namaskar Panditji.
Namaskar.
First and foremost, I'm very curious to know what inspired you to invent 4 musical instruments.
The tradition of Indian classical music, in which I was immersed by my parents, and the environment of Indian classical music, the soundscapes of different wonderful, rich musical instruments of our heritage, asked me, demanded that I should make those soundscapes available in a form of Indian classical guitar, so that the depth of the raga, the depth of the embellishments, depth of the spirituality can be heard in a Indian instruments. That is the 4 instruments: Pushpavina, Chaturangi, Gandharvi, and Anandi.
Right. Could you show us the instruments and tell us about their features, please?
So basically, the first one I have on my lap is Anandi slide ukulele mandolin. It is basically the blend of those high pitched, high energy instruments. You can play spiritual, devotional type of melody. Then you can play also folk. You can play Spanish flamenco. For the global icon in one instrument, the smaller to carry high pitch, the high energy, that instrument of the younger generation is Anandi. This is Pushpavina, my latest humble creation. From assimilation of my whole life's understanding of the rich sound of the soul, Pushpavina is the latest creation. Pushpa is flower and Veena, I just wanted to tribute my flower of my music to God and goddesses and gurus. So this is Pushpavina. The assimilation of the soundscapes of continental musical instruments, rabab, banjo, gaigam, koto, erhu, sarangi, esraj, many. The first slide instrument with the skin on top, Pushpavina.
Right. And since I have come, I just can't stop admiring these two. So can you please tell us what these instruments are and such beautiful craftsmanship?
Yes, they're all so beautifully done. I commissioned my designs, my work to Kolkata's eminent guitar maker, instrument makers, those who laid their hands to create with me these beautiful instruments. I was a boy of age 15 when I had this design of my instrument, my love, my company for my life, Chaturangi. Chaturangi means at any point it can bring four different colors of timbre, sound, musical styles, and of course, the voice. The voice is very important, and because we are singers basically, instrumentalists are basically singers. And for that reason, I needed an instrument much stronger, much powerful than a slide guitar, which I started playing from my childhood. So this is the first instrument, Chaturangi. But for particularly this instrument, you may see this the body. I have traveled throughout the world to collect wood for making this special Chaturangi.
Which places have you been to and where have you got?
Hawaii, Australia, Canada, and West Coast California,
So the
southern West
wood
Coast.
collected from all these places are here.
Yes. So this I will perform on it. Um, Chaturangi has a timbre which is that like a sitar. Then if you glide like this, that's like a high and low together. That concept of the Rudravina. And then you have a lot of gayak you can play on this instrument, like so this is Chaturangi. And then I have added the rhythm strings called Chikari. So Chikari on the front on a slide guitar, the rhythm string like that thing I have developed on Chaturangi. Then I have added them on Pushpavina and other instruments later. And that become a style of playing the instrumental styles.
Panditji, I also see very intricate work, woodwork here. So, have you been instrumental in giving these designs, or was it a collaborative effort with the guitar maker?
No, it was actually like sound. I wanted to make a more overtonal sound of an instrument which can play both the harmonies like in a western hand. Somebody can play on this instrument like ignoring the other particular sound, or they can ignore.
Right.
Only can they can play Lata Mangeshkar's song. can play at ease. But at the same time, they can also play. So, like the sound, I also wanted to have the visual of the ancient art form. You can see the Saraswati on the top.
Yes, it's absolutely stunning.
That the Saraswati style is from Ajanta Ellora, and then added the flowers and leaves, and then adding the Mayur at the both the side peacock, and changing traditional F hole of the guitar to a peacock hole, and making this beautiful curvature from Ellora cave. So all these things have a visual of a nice craft, and mangala, uh, whatever is hang on the traditional
Right.
houses. So yeah, I admire the art in all forms, and I'm a painter as well. I do painting, I do poetries. So it is like a 360 degree. It is like a 360 degree full version of uh, art and music.
And also, lastly, please tell us about this beautiful instrument.
This is my second creation. When traveling all around the world for long months, you start growing longing for your motherland, for your country, for your family, for your gurus. When you are long time traveling in the foreign land, the alien looking people who doesn't understand whatever who you are, and you are trying and trying to keep them happy, and you are giving your country's uh, khazana to those people, and they are really enjoying. At the same time, you are burning yourself in a same amount or more, the gap between seeing every day your guru, your ma baba, you're missing the temple music, missing the horizon of Indian horizon landscapes. So that gave me an idea of sound. Like, I used to be on the beach in, in in my childhood, and I saw that there is land and water, then starts the sky. So land and water is like this, and then the sky is high. So high pitch is sky, and low pitch is land and water. So now you hear it. It's a double string instrument.
Right.
Each time you are plucking two
Two
strings together.
strings.
Now you are seeing the horizon between water and sky. That's the sound of the temples as well. Very spiritual sound.
Absolutely.
And then scientifically, I have also explored. Then when you pluck two strings together, then the energy between the two strings never dies. It keep continuing playing. So then one strike you can play more than two octaves if you want. Two octaves, one strike, because of you are gliding two strings together. The outside energy are dying, but the inside energy is still there. That is holding the strings vibrating together and holding longer sustenance, longer slides. So this is with the research. This is the longest sliding instrument in the world called Gandharvi, and the sound is, I love it so much. Like every instrument, they have a different voice. They come
Absolutely.
from different amalgamation of soundscapes.
Right. And also, if you could tell us about how beautiful this one looks. So,
Oh,
what are the motifs that has been used in the Gandhar? I can already
again,
spot Saraswati on
again
top.
Saraswati in a very crude form, and then this is, the Mangalik Alpana on it, and here are the two elephants are here, and then rest of it is just a Mangalik design on the instruments. Um, this design I made on the side of the Gandharvi, that is definitely a separate neck design made out of the love of the holiness, the love of God and goddesses. So together it looks like a very different instrument, right? Gandharvi.
Absolutely. That was a wonderful presentation, and it was almost transcendental in nature. And as you were discussing that, the sounds are spiritual, and it definitely, took me to a different world. I'm sure the viewers would also go into a different world. But tell me a little bit about how are you introducing the newer generations to Indian classical music through these instruments?
I have quite a I started teaching at the age of 14, but that was probably out of my curiosity and fun of having a cash money in hand. But when I started learning with my gurus much deeper, then I realized that I must have a school where I can, from my earning, annual income of my earning from performances, recording, how much money you need to eat and sleep and to rest in a bed. Rest of the money I invested into the research of these instruments. Most of the money went to the luthiers and also the supplies. And the other part was teaching. I taught more than four or five generations by now, more than thousands of students. Somebody wanted to learn my technique, somebody wanted to learn to how to play Indian raga music, somebody wanted to learn fusion, my ideas of music, somebody wanted to learn composership. So all these things I have done so far. But now at the age of 62, I am dedicated to teach children so that they have four instruments now ready to be learned, to be played, to go out of this, out of their home and play everywhere in the world. And definitely that will help people in reality understand the musical values our gurus taught. You know, as gurus told that guru doesn't teach, disciple learns. I have few disciples, including my son, and my daughter is a singer. Son is picking up my instruments, he's playing, and then also other younger students as well who are just who just started learning this and who want to make a life with the music only. That's tough call to make a profession. In, especially Indian classical music is not for mass. So making a profession is tough call. But let's see. I still hope that if I could make that happen, maybe next generation somebody will also do
Right.
that.
Right.
Thank you.
Are these available in the market?
No, but my we have a company, Trideb International Guitar, which is dedicated to make all the development researches, and also we have a dedicated team to take care of the business of it. It is called the Trideb International Guitar Company, and when students order, we make according to their size, their physique, their strength.
So
We
one can
customize.
get these instruments by
Yes,
ordering them.
absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
Right. And one thing which I think not a lot of people speak about is taking care of the instruments, which I think is a very important part. So could you enlighten us on that?
So basically, when you create an instrument, either you create or you purchase, it doesn't matter. The thing is the value. The value is like how you treat your mom and dad when they are old or your children when they are young. If you have that value also implies on your instruments too. Instruments are not chairs and tables or utensils. You broke one, you buy another, and you start using that. So instrument must be taken care of because particularly the instruments are made of acoustic instruments made of very sensitive woods, very sensitive woods. Like the top of these instruments are like say 200, 300 years old wood. So they are very sentimental and very what is called fragile. So for that, I have to like this room. I have a music room where 24 into 7, 365 days, ACs are on. So it protects the instruments from dust, from the changes of weather. It's very expensive. It is very difficult for normal people who are working as a day job to take care of instrument. But I always suggest them to keep the instrument in a bag or in a box so that the first thing is from the heat, second thing from the dust, third thing of the rapid change of humidity. It can protect to some extent.
Right. And Panditji, my last question to you would be, I'm sure the viewers are also now very excited to hear you perform live. Do you have a plan for how the 2025 year is going to look ahead for you?
20-25 years.
Yes.
I have I have a plan for minimize my concert a little bit so that it can be like a one particular block of the time of the year I will do touring, and then other part of the block of the year I will take care of the students, and then around that time when I am at home I will design. I have two or three instruments in my head to design which I will not play.
Okay.
The rest of the world will play. So those are the things, my autobiography, so that people can see where I come from and how I came with my struggles, with my laugh, with my cry, how I came up to this, and I how the trust and belief in myself has brought me up to here. So that is also part of the teaching. You cannot
Absolutely.
just teach Saregama and people cannot just go on stage and play Saregama. It is not that. So, to make a performer, to make a believer, a faithful to a religion called music, you must grow, bring young kids in that path so that they can grow like with the belief of the best. of the artistry and musicality, and based of their uh, what is called respect to the gurus, respect to the art, respect to themselves. So all these things needed to be taught alongside with the akar, omkar, dadiri didiri with the bowls. All these things are important, but other things are also important. To give them, to share those, I need students to stay with me.
Right.
So that is my plan, and I want to make more collaborations as I am doing right now with couple of, and making more music so that real acoustic instrumental music can people can still enjoy. You know, it's a digital market now. Everything is being taught by either Google or AI. So in that era, to keep the tradition of the ancient India, it is not easy.
And also, apart from keeping the tradition, originality, keeping originality intact is also very important now,
Yes, yes.
and which I think you've done wonderfully through the instruments.
I'm the slave of Indian classical music and the global music, whatever you call. That is the way I'm trying my level best. It's not done. I have not played any concert perfect so that I can say that's it. My that's it has not come yet. That I can say.
Right. Thank you so much,
God
Panditji,
bless you.
for joining us in today's episode of Indulge Videos. To see more such interesting videos, please subscribe to Indulge. Thank you.